Good evening. You are listening to CFRU 93.3. Tonight, our show is Underplayed and Underplayed with hosts myself, Braden Johnson, and we have Brian McNeil also in the studio with me today.
Good day, good evening.
And so tonight, we have Run With The Kittens. Run With The Kittens. And we also have Joni NehRita. They're both play in Guelph regularly. They're both great musicians. Run With The Kittens are actually from Toronto, but they play in Guelph.
Parkdale,
Yeah, quite regularly. You can catch them at the Jimmy Jazz, and you can catch Joni NehRita. We'll give you a lowdown on their upcoming shows as we play their music. But for now, we're going to start with an interview.
Who do you want to go with, Joni or Run With The Kittens? I say put in the CD and let's just see what happens.
All right, so we're going to start with Joni NehRita.
All right.
Beautiful
soul singer.
Let's go with alphabetical order here.
She's amazing live. She's very energetic and positive. An incredible voice. Such a sweet person to sit down and have a chat with too. So hope you guys enjoy the interview. I interviewed her like 3 or 4 months ago. So some of the stuff is a little outdated, and I apologize that we weren't able to get our radio show early enough. But we'll still be able to promote her CD release party, which is coming up in May at the E-Bar, so we'll get to that afterwards.
All right, awesome. So, what song is first on the list?
The very first song will be called "Highest High."
All right, great. So, this is Joni NehRita on Underpaid and Underplayed.
But we just can't seem to get together, do away with war. Call me crazy, but we still got miles to go. There's no reason for the starving children left without a home. The way we've done it ain't working. Just which ideals are we serving? I know I'm not the first to say it, something's gonna change. We're all one under this golden sun. There's enough to share, we're supposed to care about our neighbors. In this life, we can make it right. We can choose to love and then become our expression of the highest tide.
So that was Highest High by Joni NehRita. And next up we have Private Party by also Joni NehRita. We are doing a spotlight on her tonight on Underpaid and Underplayed.
This is Brian McNeil for 93.3 CFRU Radio, doing an interview with Joni NehRita at the Jimmy Jazz, where she'll be performing on December 10th. And so, Joni, let's get right into the questions. Can you tell the listeners about yourself as a musician, your style of music, and your goals with music?
Myself as a musician, well, I'm making soul music. For the most part, there's influences of jazz and reggae because I'm Jamaican, but definitely soul music is at the heart of it. Goals? Well, I just want to make a living, tour the world if I can, not have to have a day job.
Touché. What is the biggest venue that you've ever performed at?
The biggest venue? Well, that's an interesting question. Like, in terms of the most people, it'll probably be at the Montreal Jazz Festival as a backup singer for Ivana Santilli. In terms of a venue, Massey Hall, also with Ivana Santilli. That was pretty cool, yeah.
Sweet. Can you tell us about your experience with the media, such as CBC, Toronto Sun, CTV's Canada AM, Canadian Idol, and Echo Magazine? Overall, your experience with the media, how do you find them? Positive or negative influence?
I think that the media has been good to me so far. I really can't complain. They're sometimes a little hard to get a hold of, but once I do, I find they're pretty kind. I think that I try to run a pretty professional operation, carry myself with the utmost professionalism, and I think they in turn respect that because they get inundated with so much sort of half-assed stuff. So yeah, they've been kind to me. No complaints.
Very good. Where have you toured so far in your career?
I've done a lot of touring in Canada, the US, Australia, which was awesome last year,
Cool.
and Germany and the UK.
That's great. How many artists have you had the pleasure of sharing the stage with in total so far, and who do you get to play with currently?
Oh, how many artists, like other artists like myself? That's a lot. I couldn't even...
Band members.
Oh, band members.
Anybody.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, in terms of artists, I couldn't even name because I've been just doing it for a long time. But currently my band is a 4-piece. It's been up to an 8-piece. It's been just me. But right now it's a 4-piece. It's working pretty well.
Right on. What is your writing process? Where do you find inspiration, and do you create the instrumental portion first, or do you initiate with vocal aspect of writing?
For the most part, I feel pretty lucky that the song idea just sort of comes to me. It appears in the shower, in the middle of the night. Usually the bulk of the melody and the lyrics come sort of at the same time. Not always, but a good 75% of the time. That being said, I'd lately like to experiment with making the instrumental first, just because it forces me to be a little different, maybe like set up some drums and get some synths happening. I've been experimenting with synths a lot more lately, so it's pretty cool. Forces you in a different direction.
Very good. Can you give us your opinion on the modern music industry and how artist-friendly the music industry has been to you?
Oh, I'll try not to swear. The music industry hasn't been that good to me. To be frank, I think it's because I'm not willing to shake my ass and put on a miniskirt and sing about getting it up in the club or whatever, trying to make positive music that will influence not just myself but others to think. Heaven forbid.
Yeah.
Music make you think and feel. So yeah, I usually get passed over for the person who's willing to drop it like it's hot.
Thank you, and it's very respectable to have you in the music scene. Could you please explain your thoughts on your debut album, A Fine Time, what it meant to you to create, and can you compare it to the music that you've been working on recently?
Well, it means a lot to me because it's my baby, and being independent, all of it starts and ends with me in terms of how many hours you have to put in and stuff like that. So definitely proud of it. I think that I learned a lot and hopefully didn't make the same mistakes on this album, the new one. Hopefully I made all new mistakes. In some ways it's similar in terms of the base of it being soul. I did more production on this one with strings and horns that I wasn't able to do on the first one, but I got a Ontario Arts Council grant for this one, so that helped with the budget a little bit. So yeah, it's a fuller sound.
Right on. Can you tell us about your upcoming release called The Bare Truth and what it means to you?
The Bare Truth is a collection of songs that I'm really proud of. The Bare Truth is sort of a peek inside what I'm thinking mostly about myself. Some of it's poking fun of myself, some of it's just I'm just sharing my growth as a person and my wishes for myself, like, oh, why can't I just get it together in this area or that area, like the human struggle basically. I'm pretty proud of it.
Very good. Could you explain for the listeners your experience with the Ontario Arts Council, how you got in touch with them, and how much they've been in aid to making this new album?
Well, to be honest, you usually get turned down several times before you apply, just for anyone who's listening and thinking, oh yeah, that's great. I didn't get it on my first try. I've been trying for 7 years. That being said, they do apparently actually check every year. You know, you keep thinking, are they even going to bother? Like, is this a dead deal? And apparently it isn't, so that's really good. It's labor intensive, I won't lie. It's not fun filling out the applications. It's tedious, it's boring, there's paperwork galore, but I wouldn't have been able to make this record, at least not this soon, without the aid. So I'm definitely grateful.
Right on. What upcoming shows do you have?
The one that's the closest is next Friday here at the Jimmy Jazz.
December 10th, 2010.
Yep. Here in Guelph at Jimmy Jazz. And oh gosh, I got something coming up in December too at Harlem Restaurant, but the date is escaping me off the top of my head.
Anything in the new year?
No, I am currently trying to book all my CD releases and all that kind of stuff. That won't probably be until February or March. Probably March. Let winter get out of the way. You know, I'll do little gigs, but the CD releases I'll probably wait until at least March. Do it right.
And based on that question, how can you be reached by promoters or club owners and managers?
www.JoniNehRita.com. Joni@JoniNehRita.com. Facebook, MySpace, Reverb Nation, Twitter, Joni NehRita. It's all always the same, which is good. If you can spell my name, which is tricky, JoniNehRita, then you're good.
Of all the various venues that you've performed at, what is your favorite restaurant or food item that you've enjoyed in your travels?
Well, there's this really cool place in Australia called Lizottes. Actually, there's two of them, like in different cities. The one, wow, the food was phenomenal, and they treated us amazing. They had this little room off to the side, and it was properly set with wine and the whole nine, you know, and they just brought us like pretty much everything on the menu. So we just had a smorgasbord of awesomeness. Normally it's like, you know, here's the pasta special. They like, you know, steak, whatever you wanted. It was good. It was really good.
That's terrific. I want to say thank you very much to Joni NehRita for doing this interview. Thank you. Mad respect. So this has been Brian McNeil for 93.3 CFRU. Joni, you have an amazing, soothing voice, and it's a pleasure to witness your performances. She'll be performing here at the Jimmy Jazz again December 10th, and that's downtown Guelph, Ontario. So Brian McNeil for CFRU 93.3 FM, University Guelph Campus Radio.
Thank you.
My heart and dignity, I will defend. begin to assign any blame. My heart and dignity I will defend. Oh, it's taken me some time. Now this is the end. Yeah, yeah. This is the end. It is the end. Release your hold on me. So much trouble in the world. Sometimes I wonder if we'll ever get it right. That's the trouble with a greedy man. He don't know how he's missing out. Just one mention of a higher cause, and he's sure to stomp it right out. He's in trouble. He needs our love too. We'll keep trying our best to get through. That's the trouble. That's the trouble with a shallow girl. Her worth is measured by stuff. Never looking just beyond the mirror. 'Cause beauty is more than enough. She's in trouble. She needs our love too. We'll keep trying our best to get through. She's in trouble. She can't hear her heart. The whole will decay into parts. There's gotta be changes. There's so much more to this life. Yeah, yeah. Have faith we can make it. Turn all our wrongs into right. That's the trouble. That's the trouble with survival mode. You'd question if you had the time. And life's an ocean you won't share your boat. 'Cause hunger, it has left you blind. We're in trouble. We all need love too. We'll keep trying our best to get through. We're in trouble. Hear our hearts. The whole will decay into parts. I'll sing it again. There's gotta be changes. There's so much more to this life. Yeah, yeah. Have faith we can make it. Turn all our wrongs into right. There's gotta be changes. Yeah. There's so much more to this life. Yeah, yeah. Have faith we can make it. Turn all our wrongs into right. Yeah. Right now, it's about time to get funky up in here. Hit me. That's right. Sure sound good to me. Come on, fellas.
All right, so that was Joni NehRita's songs Consider Me and The Trouble off of her new album that I was lucky enough to get a sneak peek of called The Bare Truth, and she's having her CD release party May 18th at the E-Bar. So go on over to the E-Bar and say what up to Dino and have a great time with some great soul music.
Yeah, you can also catch Joni NehRita live every Tuesday at the Red Papaya still?
No guarantees on that, actually.
Okay, that has changed. Okay. Possibly, but you can catch her at her CD release party May 18th at the E-Bar. So next up we have Run With The Kittens.
Run With The Kittens.
Run With The Kittens. Like we mentioned earlier, it's they're from Toronto. They play quite often in Guelph. You can
First Friday.
Yeah, you can catch them the first Friday of every month at the Jimmy Jazz. So that's this April 1st at the Jimmy Jazz, and they're also playing April 3rd at the Boathouse. And so yeah, I'm going to give actually a little bit of a bio on Run With The Kittens before we play some of their music and the interview. So drawing from influences that are spread across the whole spectrum of sound, the band is most often compared to acts like Beck, Ween, Mr. Bungles, and Frank Zappa. The music is boundlessly diverse but tightly contained, practiced and controlled, giving 2 national tours, a tour of Holland, an arsenal of festival appearances like the Eaglewood Folk Festival, Mariposa Folk Festival, Aurelia Comedy Festival, the Biker Festival, and just to name a few, and a 5-year weekly residency at Toronto's indie music cornerstone, the Cameron House, and monthly residences throughout southern half of Ontario. Run With The Kittens are no stranger to the stage, and it's in these performances that they really shine, as Blog TO writer wrote after catching a live performance at NXNE 2008, said, "I don't use these words lightly, so listen up. If you pass the opportunity to witness this genius spectacle, you're making a huge mistake that could haunt you for the rest of your days."
Yeah, they're that good. They're great live. They're so much fun.
That's pretty dramatic, but I have seen them, and I missed one of their shows, and I have to say I wasn't haunted, but I was... The Kittens are now looking to take their thespian sonic extravaganza to the world, armed with 5 self-released albums, 2 of which were produced by Canadian legend Terry Brown, who produced bands like The Who, Jimi Hendrix, and Rush. Wow. And that's a pretty big names there. A growing acclaim from across the nation, CBC, Exclaim Magazine, Now Magazine, I Weekly, and Chart Magazine, and 102.1. The Edge, the band is focused on bringing the craft they've honed to larger audiences, setting their sights on festival circuits and booking throughout North America. 2011 is promising to be a year of relentless touring, fueled by their passion for ruckus, no-holds-barred spectacles of music and mayhem. So if that didn't set the stage for what we're going to play next, I don't know what will.
Right on. So these first 2 songs are off of their self-titled album called Run With The Kittens. I believe it was the first CD release that they came out with. They have 5 that are available. If you go to the show, you can pick up any of those 5. And the first song is going to be called...
It's called The Abuse. So this is Run With The Kittens on Underpaid and Underplayed.
Yeah.
Pass me that bottle, love more, drink it on down. I cannot wait to feel my face on the ground. Pass me some pills, it's time to get it loose. 'Cause it's not about the music, it's about the abuse. And I don't understand why all you rock and rollers die so young. I don't understand why all you rock and rollers die so young. I'll be backstage puking up my guts, catching diseases from my groupie sluts. And it's my life and I'll do what I choose. 'Cause it's not about the music, it's about the abuse. And I don't understand why all you rock and rollers die so young. I don't understand
So that was...
Let's get this party jumping. Let's call them up or something. Let's get some 40s and Phillies and watch the booties bumping. Bust out the Cheetos and the S Pellegrino. I got some Lionel on vinyl and I just bought a new needle. I got enough hot collar to make the girlies holler. Enough Glenlivet to get lipstick on your collar. Come on in, but leave your shoes at the door. Cause my landlord would kill me if I scratched the hardwood floor. State my case. Yeah, state my case. Yeah, state my case. God help me now. God help me now. I'm shaving my face. Yeah, shaving my face. Yeah, shaving my face. God help me now. Damn, this party's gotten out of control. They all smoking in the house, and I don't know what's in the toilet for the underage kids that called home when they fought. And the moms in the minivan waiting in the parking lot. They're kicking holes in my wall. They put my stove in the hall and stole my phone and making long distance calls. I'm getting mad. I wanna slit some throats. I got ugly people humping in the spare room on the couch. Taking my grave. Taking my grave. Yeah, taking my grave. God help me now. Oh, God help you now, baby. I'm pulling my leg. Yeah, pulling my leg. Yeah, pulling my leg. God help me now.
All right, so this is Brand.
So that was Stating My Case with by Run With The Kittens on Underpaid and Underplayed. Next up, we have an interview with Brian McNeil with Run With The Kittens. We were able to catch up with them at the Jimmy Jazz. Yes, so yeah, if you're interested in their music, you want to know more about them, stay tuned, and you can hear all about them from them themselves.
93.3 CFRU on the FM dial, doing an interview with Run With The Kittens at the Jimmy Jazz. Gentlemen, can you please introduce yourselves and tell me what you guys do in the band?
My name's Nate Mills. I'm the lead singer, and I play guitar and synthesizer and tambourine.
My name's Jake Ulrichs. I hit shit.
My name's Champagne James Robertson, and I play the electric guitar.
And who are we missing?
I'm Nigel Heavyweight, and I play bass.
Right on. How many years have you guys been together?
We've been together about 7.5 years, 7 years.
How did you guys come up with the name?
2.5 years.
How did you guys come up with the name Run With The Kittens?
Run With The Kittens was a name James and I were on a crazy binge for 6 months, was it? And
Not a lot of sleep.
not a lot of sleep. We woke up actually spooning each other, and we looked up on the ceiling, and scrawled on the ceiling in ketchup was "Run With The Kittens." We thought, well, if that isn't a sign,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We started the band.
yeah,
Right on. Sounds like a fun time.
it was.
I see that you guys got all your albums online. Do you bring more in revenue online, or do you bring more in with you selling albums live? Yeah,
Live, absolutely.
all right. How many albums do you guys have out, and is there a new release coming soon?
We have currently 4 full-length albums. Sure. And an EP. So we have and a live record that's well over an hour long.
What's the live one called? Where did you do it?
We had a residency at a place called the Cameron House. We played every week for every Tuesday night for 5 years there.
We have a residency at the Cameron House.
Yeah. Well, no, I guess we kind of still do.
Yeah. It used to be every week. Now it's 1 a month.
Yeah.
Once a month.
So it's
That was our choice, not theirs. We're not like falling apart here. We took a break and now we're coming back. It seemed like it was a lot more. It was draining. In terms of inspiration and stuff, it was draining to do the same thing every week, and we all had a bunch of stuff that we wanted to do outside of the band. So we checked it out and then came back and did a recording, and then decided we want to get back into Cameron House because we liked it.
Right on.
So we missed we missed not not being accessible at one place at least once a month. So yeah,
Nigel.
Where do you guys find your inspiration for your electrifying style of music, and who would you say influences you?
I think James influences me the most when we're on stage.
I'm influenced by Nigel.
Nigel, you're influenced by
Buddha, Jesus, Gandhi.
I'm influenced by Dave Weckl videos.
Who's Dave Weckl?
He's a awesome drummer.
Not as awesome as Bernard Purdy.
Touche.
All right. What is the biggest venue you guys have ever performed at, and favorite artist you've shared a stage with?
Well, I'd have to say for me personally, it was Biker Fest and Kim Mitchell.
I'm gonna go with Rockin' Ronnie on that one.
Here.
No, at the Horseshoe and it's for this fanny pack. Yeah.
Yeah. Who else? We played with the Greats. We're still trying to get an opening slot for April Wine. But it's not happening.
Wilcox.
Yeah, David Wilcox. The Canadian greats.
Can Rocks.
Yeah, all the Can Rock stuff. And the Can't Rock stuff, too.
My friend DJ Envious told me that he once rocked out with you guys. He's a good friend of mine.
I remember us talking about DJ Envious when you were in Lisgar or something.
Yeah, he's been around.
Yeah. Wow, how about that? So,
He told me that he once rocked out with you guys at Van Gogh's Ear.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
guys had a great time.
That's right, he did. We're one of those bands that at any given time, if a DJ wants to come and sit in with the group, we can make it work.
Cool.
Yeah.
Would you guys do another set with him?
Absolutely. DJ Envious, if you're listening, my number is 4 what? No.
I'll let Tim know.
Let him know. Pass it on.
We'll try to get it sorted out.
I didn't realize that DJ Envious was from Guelph. That doesn't make it quite so incredible that he knows DJ Envious.
No,
after all.
yeah.
I thought that was a Toronto thing. Anyways, I'm sorry.
Long-time friends. Many people talk about how the music industry has changed over the past 60 years or so. Have you guys seen any change in the music industry since you guys started performing?
Yeah.
Well, it's when we started, there was no downloading when we first started.
Back in our day. Of course it's with the Facebook and the MySpace, if that's still around, and email.
Even on the legitimacy levels of big labels and using the idol system of bringing up artists, I've been part of a bit of that and watching how the music is being treated more like they're grasping onto things as opposed to trying to let artists turn into something, because it's so much more immediate now. That's part of the reason why I think it's imploding on itself. So it's great for bands like us where we can just kind of work at our own pace and figure out what we want to do, as opposed to these. I've seen these poor people get forced into situations where they're right on the spot and try and come up with a great hit right at the time, and that doesn't work for just about anybody.
Because they're contractually locked into some sort of
Well, if they're lucky, they get locked into five albums, which is a lifetime's worth of records, and it's just stupid. So it seems like the industry is chasing its own tail right now, and that makes it more fun for us because we kind of work at our own pace.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Where have you guys toured?
We have been to the east coast of this country more than once. More than once. You say more than once, it makes it sound, it could be 3, 4, 5.
Sample as opposed to demo.
Yeah, exactly.
We've been to Holland more than 0 times.
That's right. We went to Europe and played Rock the Netherlands and been to the east coast several times.
So of all the places you've traveled, what is your most memorable eatery or food item that you've enjoyed?
A place right near Citadel Hill in Halifax. Remember, we didn't know there was happy hour because we don't have happy hour in Ontario. And so we got hammered around 4 in the afternoon only to find out we only spent about $20. And so that was a really exciting day because we got to keep drinking.
Cheap drinks.
The shitty Tex-Mex place in Holland was a highlight too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was expensive, I remember.
There was also the East Side Mario's in Pickering, which was fantastic. And James had, it was my birthday, and I had to spin a wheel, and I won a funnel cake, and I didn't want it.
No, you won a Coca-Cola.
Oh, I won a Coca-Cola.
I ate so much food, they gave me a prize.
Yes, yeah. So, for me, I think it's the funnel cake in Pickering at the East Side Mario's is my favorite experience for food. I also ate some cocktail wieners and drank some melon liqueur one morning very early on the tour bus. We won't get into that.
Okay. If you want to say anything to your fans or any contact information for promoters or managers, please feel free.
I'd like to thank the fans for their years of patronage, and I would also like to put the word out to anybody that needs a hard-working band that can play with the DJ to contact our management.
How do they do that?
You go to www.runwiththekittens.ca. We have lots of videos up there, and you can listen to all the albums for free online and contact us about any of your questions or concerns or comments.
Yeah. I just have to add that we're at Jimmy Jazz right now, and also maybe a question is, why do you guys like to play at Jimmy Jazz? What's the appeal?
Well, have us back every month. You know, that's a start. Yeah, it's simple as that.
Wally's, I mean, what else is there?
Let's just flip this around. It's the cool thing about this bar is that it's kind of like you know that movie Fury and Lily in Las Vegas, where he takes all those drugs and then everyone turns into lizards and rolls around on the floor. This place is kind of like that. Like it's just really dormant and normal until about midnight, and then everyone gets fucking weird. And I like that.
Lizard.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Clock strikes 12 and everyone becomes a monster. It's fantastic.
Either that or a pumpkin.
Or a pumpkin monster. One time when we played here, not too long ago, maybe several months ago, we watched a 320-pound man with very long hair get dragged out of the building, just on the floor, dragged out by
how many bouncers?
There's two. Well, one big one and one guy kind of going, yeah. But
that's right.
But I think the part that I liked about it the most is the last thing the guy said before they dragged him out by his skull was he said, they're like, okay, we got to kick you out of, if you don't stop being an asshole, we're going to kick you out of here. And he just looked at them and said, I'd like to see you try. And not a minute later, he's laid it on the ground getting dragged.
A tangled mess of hair and coats, and it was awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
And really, that's what keeps us coming back to Guelph,
So do you think that you guys will keep playing at the Jimmy Jazz if you move on to other places? I know you do a lot of other things, but will you still play here even if
we're playing elsewhere, or if we have a bigger
would you make Jimmy Jazz a priority?
The Jimmy Jazz has been good to us and has helped us launch our career in Guelph. So we do owe them, a debt of gratitude for doing that. And we're loyal individuals. So I wouldn't rule out the idea of us playing at the Jazz indefinitely.
And you guys also perform at the Boathouse. Is that the first Saturday of every month?
Saturday of every month at the Boathouse. And you can also catch us... Yeah, the Boathouse in Kitchener, first Saturday of every month. You can also catch us if you live in the Toronto area. You can catch us the first Tuesday of every month at the Cameron House.
Right on.
Again, all these details are right on the website at what?
First Thursday at Corktown.
You can ignore the groupies. But anyway, it's first Thursday at Corktown.
It's new.
So, do any of you have girlfriends, and does that cause a problem with groupies?
No. The groupies cause a problem. The girlfriends don't cause a problem with the groupies. The groupies cause a problem with the girlfriends.
Fair enough.
Really, we're all very asexual. We're just into cuddling, so nobody wants that, Yeah.
Thank you guys very much. This has been Brian McNeil with Braden Johnson, 93.3 CFRU, University of Guelph Campus Radio, and with the Run With The Kittens at the Jimmy Jazz.
All right, it's just that easy.
Take me Dylan went acoustic. Well, Gandhi was a cokehead. Mother Teresa ain't no saint. Stealing from the poor and huffing cans of paint. And Rocket Richard, he couldn't get it hard unless he was around little girls. That's right, unless he was around little girls. Let's make horrible accusations. Horrible accusations. We don't care if it's true, as long as we're accusing you. As long as we're accusing you. Pam Anderson's a man, the Queen Mother was a whore. John Wayne made girls pee on him while shackled to the floor. Oprah's got Tourette's and Michael Landon Kirsten swore, especially around little girls. That's true, especially around little girls. Let's make horrible accusations. Horrible accusations. We don't care if it's true, as long as we're accusing you. As long as we're accusing you. Well, Terry Fox was lazy, Martha Stewart beats her kids. The Pope is really gay, but he won't tell you that he is. And Elvis was a Nazi that picked through people's trash, unless he was around little girls. Oh, unless he was around little girls. Let's make horrible accusations. Horrible accusations. We don't care if it's true, as long as we're accusing you. As long as we're accusing
So that was Run With The Kittens with the songs Take Me Home and Horrible Accusations.
Horrible Accusations is the last song on the live album, Live at the Cameron House. You can get it online. It's actually a lot of fun. It's kind of a representation of their live shows, because it's really that much fun. Yeah,
I've seen that song, and the last one actually performed live. It was a great song to be performed live. They just have such a good energy to them. They get the crowd involved. They suck you in. They take you in, and
they're skilled on so many different instruments and all different synthesizers.
So if you'd like to catch Run With The Kittens, you can catch them this Friday, next Friday, April 1st at the Jimmy Jazz. This is Underpaid and Underplayed, radio show about promoting local artists and from Guelph and surrounding areas, and bands that just play here consistently, just trying to get them out there, bands that would normally not get too much airplay.
Yeah. So for CFRU 93.3, Underpaid and Underplayed, I'm Brian McNeil.
And I'm Braden Johnson. Also, if you would like to be a part of the show, if you are a local musician or band, you can reach us at Brian with a Y, BrianCFRU @gmail.com.
Yeah.
All right, great. This is 93.3 CFRU.
Have a good week.